Guys, you need to stop pretending that everything outside of yourself has all this power over you. You need to stop pretending that this entire outside world is just enforcing itself on you and you're just powerless to do anything. It's not the case. You're lying to yourself. Now, I'm not blaming you. We're all raised and we're all conditioned to believe that we are just this small little being in this completely separate, completely unfamiliar world, and there's all these rules and all these things we have to follow and all these things we need to consider and all these things we need to worry about in order to just get by sometimes. And that is just simply not the case. You are so much more powerful than you have been led to believe. So let's start this off with a helpful analogy. Say someone came up to you and looked at your hair color, right? And this analogy works assuming you don't have blue hair, which I assume most of you don't. For those of you who do have blue hair, just pretend I'm talking about a different hair color. But imagine someone comes up to you and they point at your hair and they go, "Oh my God, your hair's so blue. It's so ugly. I hate blue. It's disgusting." Are you going to sit there and think, "Oh my God, oh God, oh God, is my hair ugly? Oh my God, I don't, really? Oh wow, no, your hair's ugly, oh God." Are you really going to get affected by that? No. You're going to look at that person and you're going to think, "Okay, great. Okay, buddy. Yes, blue hair's bad. Okay, cool." You're going to think that they're pretty crazy. You're going to think that they're delusional. It's not going to have any resonance within you. It's not going to have any effect on you. Now, say if someone came up to you and they didn't like your actual hair color and they insulted your actual hair. You know, maybe you put it in a certain style. Maybe you did whatever you do with it. And someone came up to you and went, "Oh, really? You've done that with your hair? That's, okay." Imagine that. And then imagine you get offended from that, right? Because you feel like that is a valid attack. You feel like that is an attack, an actual judgment upon you, and you get triggered. Now, in those moments of getting triggered, we often say, "Oh, they really offended me. Oh, they were really mean to me. Oh, they made me feel like that. They made me feel like that." No, that's not the case. Because taking it back to the blue hair analogy, the first one, that person still spat negativity at you. That person still projected negativity and judgments towards you, right? They saw you and they projected a negative statement towards you, yet you didn't feel like it was an attack. It didn't go in. You didn't validate it. And the reason that this can even happen, the reason that people can project whatever emotion they want onto you, negativity, whatever, judgment, and you can not validate it, it can not affect you. The reason that's even possible is because you are always the one deciding to be offended or to not be offended. Now, this is subconscious, all right? I know, I get it. It's not like you're consciously going, "Oh yeah, I choose to be offended right now." No, that's not what's happening, yeah, right? It's subconscious. But nevertheless, it's ultimately a internal mechanism that's creating the offense. It is not an outside person. It is not an outside thing. It is not an outside circumstance. It is an internal mechanism of your mind. And the great thing is, you can change those. You have power over those. Now, I know you may not believe that you have power over those, but you do. So let's take it back to the trigger, right? Say someone has wronged you, someone has judged you, an event's happened, you know? Say something negative has happened in your life and you were just like, "Oh my God, such a horrible thing. I can't believe it. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh, everything's falling apart." And it's really got under your skin. It's really affected you. It's really tanked your mood, right? Well, that is because on some fundamental level within you, you believe that that thing might actually be an accurate reflection of how bad reality is. You may believe that that judgment may be an accurate reflection of, "Oh my God, maybe my hair is ugly. Maybe I am ugly." You know, you get defensive because a part of you believes that what that person's saying, that what that situation is indicating, you believe on a fundamental level that that thing actually might be true. And the trippy thing is, what you believe is true for you. That's why there's that phrase that goes around, "Oh, everyone has their truth," you know? Because you get to choose what's true for you. You get to decide what affects you based on what you give your power to. But notice what I said there. You have to give your power. You are the power. You are the only thing in your reality that holds the power. Everything else is secondary. You have to first give your power to that judgmental person, and you have to go, oh, maybe they might be right. And then it feels like an attack. You have to give your power away to that circumstance that's happened. You judge it as negative. You resist it. You think you have no power over it. You think it's affecting you. You think it's controlling your life, stopping you from living your best life. But those are all beliefs. Those are all beliefs. Viewed through an objective lens, viewed through a mindful lens, if you observe your judgments, if you observe your triggers in those moments, and you separate them, you separate yourself from them, and you separate the trigger from the actual thing that's happening, you will find that there is an objective thing that's happening. Say someone's judging you again. They are projecting a negative judgment towards you. That is a thing that's happening. There is the trigger that is believing that they might be right, so it's getting offensive, it's getting defensive, and it's complaining. And then there's you, just this presence, this observing force, this awareness, observing it all, observing all these different aspects. And you can see from that point, from that balance point, from your source, from as far back as you can go, from your true nature at the core of your being, you can see that ultimately it's all just noise. All right? This person's making a ruckus, projecting all this negativity because they judge themselves, because they are projecting what they don't accept within themselves, what they hate within themselves. They are projecting it outwards onto another person. They wouldn't be able to even make that projection. They wouldn't be able to even make that judgment if they didn't first judge themselves. That's why the famous phrase from one of my favorite movies, Bullet Train, if you've seen that, with Brad Pitt. But one of the best quotes I found from that is when he just simply says, hurt people, right? So you can see that that person's just projecting negativity because they're in pain. In a sense, it has nothing to do with you then. You can see that there's an aspect in your mind that's also in pain, that believes, oh, maybe they're right, maybe I'm not good enough. So then that point of pain within you is resonating with the point of pain within them. It's on the same frequency, and all of a sudden you feel like you need to defend yourself. And then there's a point of presence, which sees both of those things as they are. And that point of presence, you can take a big sigh of relief, is actually the real you. And this source is where your power lies. This is the power. You are the power. From this center point of life is where you are projecting and giving all this meaning. You're saying, oh, that's a negative thing, and you're getting a negative response from it. Oh, maybe that person's right about me, and you're feeling defensive. But nothing out here can actually affect you. It can't actually affect you. It can't force you to feel a certain way. You always have to give it life. You always have to give it a sense of truth, a sense of heaviness, a sense of power over you first, in order to get that triggering response, get that negative response. So Will, I hear you ask, how do we stop compulsively giving away all of our power? Well, the best way I've found, and the best entry point into actually solving and fixing this issue, is in the moment when you're triggered. Whenever you feel a trigger, whenever something in your reality is happening that has caused a triggering effect, catch it. Become aware in that moment. Oh, okay, I'm feeling a negative emotion, which means I'm being triggered. Okay, what's actually triggering me right now? Why am I feeling this way? Get curious about it. Investigate it. Take yourself away if you can. Sit down and focus in on feeling this anxiety, this fear, this anger. Focus in and really dig deep and ask yourself, where is this coming from? Why did that affect me so much? Why do I feel so powerless right now? Investigate it. Ask why. And just sit in this space and allow the answer to come up. Because believe me, the reason this is the best time for you to investigate these beliefs is because this is when they're triggered. This is when they're activated. This is when they're loudest. There will be a part of you inside that's screaming, oh, I can't believe that. Oh God, this is horrible, blah, blah, blah. And that's why it's the best time to just observe it and just ask, okay, where is this coming from? Why do I believe that they might be right? Why do I believe that I might be powerless? Why do I believe that I am at the bottom of the food chain instead of the top? Okay, guys, I think that's it for today. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.